Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson. Hello and thank you for watching.
And my future is so bright, Will, I've got to wear shades.
Oh, hang on. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm just going for something.
What are you doing?
I saw my sunglasses on the desk. And so
And you just
do you reckon I can do the
decided that you
whole
could do this
episode with my sunglasses
I
on?
mean, you look like an undercover cop playing a drug dealer. That's what you look like.
A drug dealer at home and away.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
what I look
right.
like?
You look like
Listen here. The River Boys aren't going to put up with your nonsense. Pay up, you galah. Whatever it is.
You look like you're going to ask if I've tapped on the train.
Yes. You're an undercover
Train cop.
Yeah, that's right. Undercover train. Charlie Clausen is undercover train cop.
Do you find with polarized lenses, they're good at blocking out the sun, but terrible for everything else? That you can't see your phone. Like when I was catching the train today, I couldn't read the monitor because the it takes light.
Yeah, you can't see the screen.
Can't see fucking anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's good for probably great for protecting my eyes, but bad for everything else.
That's interesting to me.
Do you ever wear polarized lenses?
I don't know.
I can't think of you wearing sunglasses. When was the last time I saw you wearing sunglasses?
I don't know.
Are you a sunglasses guy?
When the sun's out and I'm outside.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you
but
have
I'm not like you Corey Hart style, wearing your sunglasses inside. Like
I think it's more Corey Feldman.
Oh yeah, sure.
than Corey Hart. Do you think if this became my affectation...
You do feel like I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
As much as I hated it at the start, I'm warming to it.
Okay. Do you think this is something I could adopt?
I like it.
Like Bono? Could I, or Jack Nicholson?
Yes.
Could I become...
Imagine
always
if you
wear sunglasses?
just lent into the idea. I think it would get us more heat online because it feels like wearing sunglasses inside feels like the sort of thing that would appeal to
Young
teenage
people.
boys
Yeah.
or teenage or men who
my
have the
God,
mind of
manosphere.
teenage boys.
I'm a manosphere influencer.
Yeah, right?
Here's the thing. You don't want to
Yeah.
show weakness. That's what I'll say. The first thing I'll tell you, you
Yeah.
can't be weak.
Can't
Emotions?
be weak. Never be weak.
Men don't have emotions.
No,
I did see,
and they shouldn't have any emotions.
I did see some like a horrendous thing put in my feed where some guy saying like, here's 5 things that men never do.
5 things.
Men never carry an umbrella.
Never.
If it rains, just get wet.
Get wet, man.
Yeah.
Don't put.
Men never cry.
Men never
Stub
cry.
your toe.
We don't
just
dry
fucking
and we don't
bury that
cry.
right down. But let it come out in other ways.
Yeah.
What was the other? There's some other advice. Men never use soap or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like what toxic father raised you to never cry or carry an umbrella or wash with soap? What is wrong with you?
But also, why do you care what other people are up to?
What do you mean? Oh, because your lack of masculinity is offensive to me.
Yeah, like, what do you care that I'm like?
You've got an umbrella.
I've got an umbrella.
Look at that soy boy
Who cares?
protecting himself
What
from
does
the
it have
rain.
to do with you?
Oh, because it makes me question my own standing in the world. Like
What about
my narrow view of masculinity is
such.
very fragile.
Yeah.
And if you shake that by showing me an umbrella or emotions
Yeah.
or washing,
Yeah, right.
cleaning yourself,
Yeah.
it's going to shatter my worldview because my father taught me that men behave this way.
Well, your father's an idiot, mate. I'm sorry to tell you.
Oh,
don't
no,
mean nothing.
I broke my second rule.
Wash those tears off your face. Not with soap.
I do wonder. Like, I
Yeah.
went to an all-boys school in which, like,
By the way, you do look like you are someone in a band being interviewed. Like, that's all it takes is to put on those sunglasses, and then it feels like I feel like I'm
flashbacks.
I feel like I'm back in the Triple J days.
It's a difficult interview. It's a
Yeah.
Monday morning. I don't really
Yeah.
want to be here. I had a show last night. Go ask me some questions about the tour.
Oh yeah, okay. So you guys here as part of the Big Day Out tour all over Australia. You must
Yeah.
be enjoying.
Yeah, it's great.
But a lot of people say they call it the Big Day Off because it's so much fun to be out there and about. Are you enjoying Australia?
Big day off. Is that supposed to be a joke?
Well, that's what people will say because of the fun hanging out with all the other bands. Is there someone on the lineup that you're excited to see?
Oh no, man. We just do our thing. We just play our own music. We don't pay much attention to other bands that are on this.
That's one of the things that we love about you guys is you're just so focused on yourself and on your career. Are we going to see something special in this set? Can you give us a bit of a clue about what you're going to be doing on the big day?
Yeah, we're going to be playing our songs. Playing all the hits. and we've got some special guests.
Oh, you're going to
lined
be
up,
playing the hits?
Yeah. The
Oh,
hits.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing the hits. We were a bit worried that you might have not played all the hits. You do have a reputation for occasionally doing a whole set and not playing any of the hits. So very excited. I'm sure everybody listening today will be excited that you're playing all the hits. Is there any story to the show? Is there any, like you said, special guests? Like, could you give us a little clue on who the special guests might be?
Yeah, we've got the guy from Powderfinger.
Guy from Bernard Fanning from Powderfinger.
No, the guy who played guitar.
Ian Hogie
No, the other guy
from
The other
Powderfinger.
guy who played guitar.
I'm running out of Powderfinger people.
Yeah, that's him. He comes out and he doesn't play guitar, but he sings on our track.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called "We Don't Need No Powderfingers." Anyway, we're doing some side shows. Canberra, Brisbane, Adelaide. We would make it too expensive to go to Perth, though. So we're not doing
Why
any
are
shows
you
in Perth.
doing side shows in Canberra, Brisbane, and Adelaide? That's a weird, touring schedule to have.
That's where our fan base is mostly. Our biggest.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's your biggest fan base in Australia?
Dubbo.
Oh, Dubbo, really? Why are you so big in Dubbo?
We're racist. Most of the band were all racists, and we find that most of our fans are racist, and the biggest concentration of racists is Dubbo.
And how does Darren from Powderfinger feel about racism?
Well, we haven't told him
Was he
yet.
aware of that when he agreed to do this cameo at your spot?
No, he wasn't aware. We understand that our album is number one with white nationalists in Australia.
Yeah, I have heard that. We have heard a little bit about you being white nationalist and racist, but we assume that was absolutely ironic, and you were making a point about white nationalism and racism. That's correct, I assume.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I mean, everything's a PsyOp. So what you hear about us is just the government spreading misinformation. They probably told you to get the jab. We say that you have autonomy over yourself. And if you want to see us, you can. If you want to believe what the media tells you to believe, you can believe that as well. But we're not here to tell anyone what to do. We're just saying, buy a ticket to our show.
All right. Well, this is your new single, "Wake Up Sheeple," and you're listening to Triple J.
I like it. I could definitely be
Yeah.
a sullen, moody lead singer of a band who just gives non answers to things.
Yeah, I think you only got in trouble when you tried to answer things.
I must say, it'd be hard though to walk around with sunglasses all the time.
Do you
Because I'm
think
even
so?
struggling to. Well, yeah, I'm finding it's hard to see things. Since my eyes have gone to shit, when it ever gets to low light, 5 p.m. when the sun goes down, I can't read anything.
Yeah.
So when I put sunglasses on during the day, I have the same issue where I try and read text, either backlit stuff on my phone or even just to read a book, and it's hard to read with sunglasses on. So I don't know how cool guys do it. Like Bono used to have some. Bono has claimed he had some eye condition. That's why he had to wear sunglasses, a sensitivity to light or something. Jack Nicholson, I assumed, just did it for aesthetics and cocaine, probably. He didn't want people to see his pinging pupils.
Yeah.
But I don't know, why else would someone wear sunglasses apart from those two things?
I mean,
Oh, Mitch Hedberg. He wore it
Yeah.
to deal with stage fright, right?
yeah, and the fact that he was also a heroin addict. I think it might have been a bit of the eye thing for him as well.
So, I mean, can this become my affectation though?
It honestly doesn't look that bad on you. What do you think, Amy?
No, especially with the windbreaker and the cap.
Yeah.
Is really
Yeah,
cool.
I
Like
have
the
a
whole,
look.
you've got a bit of obnoxious Hollywood director, honestly,
Oh,
is
yeah.
actually what you look like.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got a bit more of
Soon to be
coked
cancelled.
up, soon to be cancelled Hollywood director.
Your
is-
A bunch of
Different
actresses are going to come out with
Singer.
some horrible stories
or
about me.
actors,
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
there might be that vibe as well,
I could do it. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have the trappings of a douchebag without being a douchebag, I think.
Trappings of a Douchebag would be a good name for your album.
That's
of
it.
that.
That's what it's called. Trappings of
Trappings
a
of a
douchebag. Oh, yeah. It's got the Jared Leto
Oh,
doing a press
yes.
tour vibe to it as well. Have you? You don't watch Peacemaker, do you at all?
I've never seen Peacemaker.
It's really great. It's a very good show.
I hear good things.
James Gunn, and I didn't know this, but I was watching the first episode of season 2, and there's a very like they go out of their way to make fun of 30 Seconds to Mars. Like they crack a joke about 30 Seconds to Mars being a terrible band halfway through. Then there's a post-credit sequence where they just go on and on about how terrible 30 Seconds to Mars are and how there's no band worse than 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? This feels very personal. And so I looked it up, and
It's personal.
Jared Leto hates. James Gunn hates Jared Leto, and I think
that's weird. I've never heard.
Well,
anything
you know,
bad about
there's some unsavory
Jared Leto
discussion. Yeah,
Never heard about that.
have you not heard? Have you been?
I'm being silly.
Okay, yeah. So all this shit about him and underage girls and this kind of stuff. Apparently, James Gunn has been on that, has been raising the alarm about Jared Leto for a very long time. Like there's been a 10-year period where he's been going on about Jared Leto's a scumbag and all this kind of stuff. And so I think that Jared Leto could live with that, because James Gunn was only ever at the time a screenwriter and a low-level director. But now James Gunn basically runs like DC, Warner Brothers, is in charge of all DC IP, and Jared Leto, who once played the Joker, ain't coming back.
Iconic DC IP, you would suggest, right?
Yeah. But it's funny to sort of see like someone use all their power now and influence just to
settle scores.
Yeah. Like it seems so petty, but at the same time, I'm here for it.
I mean, what's the point of power if you're not going to use it to settle petty scores?
And that's that's my side project band. Petty Scores.
Petty Scores.
It's a Tom Petty tribute band. But Will, that's not why we're here. We're not here to settle petty scores. It is.
That would be great to have a Tom Petty tribute band where you like do complaint letters, but in the style of Tom Petty songs, and it's called Petty Scores.
We're here to empty the mailbag, which we like to do in our last record of a bulk record. Again, apologies to everyone who's been emailing us. Will and I were not getting this for months and months and months. You can't take me seriously with the sunglasses.
The apology just didn't feel like an apology with the sunglasses. You're like, and by the way, apologies to everybody.
The allegations, they're not true.
They're not true.
And you should really subscribe to our Patreon to see the sunglasses in full effect, to see what Amy and Will are witnessing right now.
True.
I need what's my pseudonym when I've got my sunglasses on? Shades.
It is
Cool McShades. Shades McCool. Not Cool McShades. Shades McCool. Is that who this is?
Shades McShades.
Ian McShades.
Ian McShadeson.
No, Ian's not a cool name. It's got to be cooler than that. Slim Shadier.
Oh, yeah.
Sunny Boy. Sunny Boy? Sunny's Boy.
Dr. Specs.
Dr. Specs? Spicks and Specs. Ricky Specs.
Ricky Specs. Oh, Ricky Specs is here. Yeah, I like
that. Ricky
that.
Specs sounds like glasses, not
Ricky
sunglasses.
Specs, and I like to have sex.
Respect Ricky Specs.
Yeah. Can't spell success without Ricky Sex. Specs.
I've forgotten what it is. Anyway, I can't even read this fucking thing. I'm going to hold it.
Okay. It's a bit
Get that brightness up.
Get the brightness up. Hang on, let me just pump up the brightness. This came in from Michael. With the workplace crack that pack. He wrote in, he said they were doing that. Stop laughing at me. Remember when Michael wrote in and they'd rank that whole system of the biscuits, and they had the biscuit rankings, and they'd stop laughing.
I can't.
Anyway.
It's just very funny.
They've just discovered, he says, we've just discovered a new Tim Tam variety that we cracked at work.
Oh.
Now,
An official variety. They haven't.
This is an
they're
official
not
one.
going rogue.
No, but this is something that Michael, he says he's a fan, but he clearly wasn't listening to the show last year.
Because we've done one.
Tim Tam Jats, the sweet and salty biscuit.
Started.
That's where it started.
This is where it all started.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. He goes and said they have nailed the Jats element, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work.
What?
So we probably, I can't remember what we gave it, but probably I'm saying like close to
Right
an
up
A.
there, yeah, I would have thought
C
so.
plus, according to Michael's
Interesting.
workplace.
Okay.
They've
Maybe
also
they've dropped off, because we're
early adopters.
early, and you know what sometimes happens is that the ingredients maybe they get a little cheaper as they go. They settle back into maybe when we're not getting the quality jats.
Yeah.
Maybe they're scraping up the jats off the bottom of the jats factory. Do you know what I mean? And whacking them in the
Yeah. Ricky Speck says,
Yeah.
no dice. Ricky Specs, don't mess with that. Ricky Specs don't play that.
Ricky Specs don't get no arse specs.
Arse specs? What's that? I don't want any arse specs. That sounds painful. Get your specs away from my ass. I want no arse specs. They also tried the Tim Tam Cafe Latte. Has anyone here tried that? No one's had a Tim Tam Cafe Latte.
I wouldn't enjoy that. I don't
They love this one. This was big at Michael's workplace. They absolutely nailed it. Everyone gave it an A. The caramel definitely adds some sweetness, but maybe too much.
Okay,
From the
caramel
website,
and a cafe latte though.
this is what Tim Tams say. This is the official description. This mouth-watering bicky combines a smooth blend of chocolate, robust coffee flavors, and an extra gooey caramel center, contrasted with a classic Tim Tam crunch, all enrobed in decadent milk chocolate.
Also, by the way, what qualifies as being extra gooey? Do you know what I mean? Is like
That sounds gross.
something's gooey, or it's not gooey. But like, can you really just be like, nah? This
Well,
is...
give me example of two gooey things, and I'll tell you which is extra gooey.
Well, no, I can tell you that things are more gooey than other things, but I'm just saying, when does it become extra gooey?
How do you add extra goo?
Yeah, or how does something become?
Well, is
more
gooiness?
gooey?
Well, what is gooiness?
Yeah, what is gooiness?
So is gooey? What is the viscosity of gooiness?
Yeah.
Like, is gooey?
Is it about how sticky it is, or is it about how runny it is?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, right.
It's the sticky to goo ratio.
And so then, how do you make?
I think
things
gooey
more
is sticky.
gooey?
More sticky. So, like, for an example,
Because if something's extra gooey, how do you?
pavlova,
Yeah,
like the meringue in a pavlova,
yeah, is gooey.
that's gooey.
Yeah.
But I would say the caramel filling of a caramello koala is gooey.
Yeah, but if you were going to
more
get
gooey.
so if you were going to get the caramel koala caramel,
Yeah.
So these are, I just want to compare two things that are more similar.
Okay.
So you take the caramel from your caramello koala, and you take the caramel from this cafe latte Tim Tam, which is apparently extra gooey.
Yeah.
Do you think the caramel in this Tim Tam is more gooey than the caramello koala caramel?
I don't know.
No,
That's hard to answer.
isn't it?
It's like chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
It's caramel or the
What
goo.
are the caramello koalas?
Okay, how about
Are
this?
they saying that
What's
their
goo-
caramel's extra gooey?
What's gooier? Biscoff, like a jar of
Yeah, Biscoff.
Fuck. Never pronounce it. Biscoff, a jar of Biscoff or
yeah.
a jar of Nutella. If you had to stick your fingers
Which
in.
one's more gooey?
Yeah.
I
Equal goo.
reckon Nutella's slightly more gooey.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, but just
Have you ever seen
extra gooey.
There's a vintage ad. I mean, vintage ad. It's an ad from the 90s. It's like this water pistol gun that it fires goo, and it's like it went viral a while ago.
The goo gun.
Yeah, but the ad is a bunch of little boys, like screaming as they're being
Covered in
plastered
goo.
in white sticky goo.
Yeah.
Like it is an insane commercial
Yeah.
that you're like, I'm sure Bukkake existed when they made this ad. And this got cleared by the marketing department. There's boys running around spraying each other with sticky goo.
Just innocent times
see if
when
I
you
can
could
find
spray
it.
somebody
They
with
didn't
goo.
know
Let's
the
not.
internet was going to exist.
Yeah,
then,
I was going to say
you know.
also, don't just be careful about googling it on the company email. That's all.
SCA
Young boys being sprayed in the face.
No, I just
with white
typed in goo gun.
And they shut your computer down.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, no. They're still making goo guns.
Oh, the goo gun,
apparently.
you can still buy a goo gun.
Yeah,
I know you can get a glue gun, but I didn't know you could get a goo gun.
goo gun.
Because goo gun just sounds gross. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds like, do you want to come over and see my goo gun? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's gross.
Something Rick Specs would say.
Yeah,
Well-
totally. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ricky Specs don't play that.
Ricky Speck's always, he's always got a goo gun. He's always got one in the chamber of his goo gun. Ready to go. He's sage.
Gross. All right. Next bit of mail comes in from. It's so hard to fucking read. I can't tell you how hard
But
this
you've
is.
committed to the bit, and
I
I
know.
appreciate that.
This is from James. This isn't a throwback. He's addressed it to :FOP.
Oh, nice one.
Nice.
Hello.
At work recently, I had to deal with a Charles and an Eddie in the same context. So naturally, I started singing Charles and Eddie's 1992 smash hit.
Would I lie to you?
Right. Well, that's not the Eurythmics, Would I Lie to You?
No.
Would I lie
No.
to you, baby? Yeah, is that the...
No. Dum, bum,
Would
bum, bum, da, 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 da,
Would I lie to you? Would I lie to you? I sang it to myself in a very pleasing falsetto, which naturally led me to think about falsetto virtuoso Mick Hucknall, most famous for his
Simply
musical vehicle Simply Red. If you don't know me by now, Fairground and Stars. Anyway, after a bit of a reminiscing, I went to YouTube and watched the Stars music video. You don't need to watch it as part of the show, but I'd recommend you watch it for your own personal enjoyment. I hope you comprehend, James.
Oh,
Should we watch?
I would love to watch some of
What
Mick-
do you know? What do you remember about? Can you bring it up on our big screen?
about Mick
Yeah.
Hucknall.
Yeah, that Mick
I
Hucknall.
remember that he was like, I think
he was a
Simply
he was a bit of a
Red
sex
was it?
symbol for a little
yeah,
while.
but I think that he had a big
yeah,
like
Simply Red
big
Stars.
big red mop of hair.
Yeah,
An unlikely sex symbol. You know, one of
Yeah.
those guys that became
one
a
of the
sex
every now and
symbol
then a
through
ginger gets
being
through.
a-
We allow
yeah.
it.
He was our generation's Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
And he had like some big hits. Was in an era where his style of music was a bit like daggy and like not cool. But he was, I think, had real. I mean, I think he was at like the first Sex Pistols gig or something ridiculous like that. Like he was this, like, you know, he's had quite famously cool taste in
and
music.
didn't he
I
date
think.
some like supermodels
Yeah, I
as
think
well?
so, yeah.
I see that Mike the Third's out there. I'm not sure if he's aware that what's my character's name again? I've forgotten already. Ricky Specs.
Ricky Specs. Yeah, that's right.
Did he comment at all when he saw Ricky Specs? No, he just was like,
No.
okay.
All right, whatever's going on there.
I've got
Don't
the
have
clip
to.
up for you
Oh, here it
guys.
is.
All
It's
right,
up here.
okay,
All right.
okay, great.
Okay,
Alright,
let's
I'm
have a
gonna
look.
make sure this audio is going to work.
Okay.
So it's not going to blow your ears off.
Bring my microphone around.
Okay, so at the moment he's in a big old smock.
Oh, a bit of blue screen, walking in
Blue
front of
screen-
like blue
in
screen
front of the
stars.
stars, I think you'll find. So he's got like a mullet-esque red mop of long hair.
Oh God, I just remember how much I hate this song.
Yeah, and so
I realise we probably can't play the audio for
Yeah,
copyright
that's
reasons.
fine. You can't play
yeah,
it.
I mean,
We don't need to hear it. We know
Yeah.
the song.
and
Okay.
the great news is that
He's walking through the desert.
Yeah, and the words are coming up on the
subtitles are
screen
on
anyway, so we're getting a little
automatically.
bit of.
He looks a bit like an overgrown Cabbage Patch doll, Mick Hucknall. He's not. Oh, he's got one of those tooth things, you know, decorative
tooth gem.
Oh, that's right. He did. He had a ruby in his teeth
Oh,
because it was simply red. Yes.
And there's a giant woman looking over a sand
Oh.
dune at him.
Yes.
It's a weird juxtaposition of a giant woman watching him walk through the desert.
Well, I mean, would have been a different direction for Mad Max, basically, is what we're seeing
Yeah,
so far.
he's a Fury
It's-
Road prequel.
If Fury Road had a little bit more Priscilla Queen of the Desert,
Now, I would describe his fashion here as boho chic,
Yes.
which is everyone that lives around me in the Northern Rivers dresses like this.
Oh,
This
no,
is not uncommon.
I was about to say, if you walked into some shops in the Northern Rivers, his outfit that he's wearing would be available
Formal
for
wear.
purchase.
That's how doctors dress in the Northern Rivers.
That's right. It's certainly how your ayahuasca shaman will dress when you go to the ceremony.
He's definitely like a sex therapist.
Yeah.
Like he teaches men how to make love to their women.
Yeah, that's right. And then he makes love to their women.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the woman is now gyrating.
Yeah.
And we're going to another extreme. Keep going back to these extreme close-ups of Mick Hucknall,
Yeah.
which makes me think that he thinks he's more attractive than the rest of us thinks
Yeah.
he
It's
is.
like, then in on my face, just as much as I'm going to wander in the desert in my smock, and then we're going to get as close to my face as possible, and then I'm going to sing into your mouth.
I mean, this is back in the days when music video budgets, like they could fly a singer to the Gobi Desert and have him walk around in linen and do a lot of cocaine. But it's almost like with the sound down, it feels like this could be some weird cult induction video.
Yeah, it definitely has
This is-
like
Where's he wandering? He's wandering everywhere.
it's got the imagery of the leader, like, as in like this is the
Yes.
leader of our cult and this is his story. He was out in the desert and he walked for 40 days and he was tempted by this woman and then he spoke to God
Yes.
and
Yes.
just like Jesus walked through the desert, so did the other modern day Jesus, Mick Hucknall from Simply Red. As Moses parted the Red Sea, so did Simply Red part the hearts of a generation.
Some very strange
Christmas decorations, giant Christmas
big
decorations.
They're meant to
in
be
the-
stars, clearly, right?
Oh, they're the stars.
They do kind
And
of look like landmines or something.
Yeah.
Or like the sea mines,
They-
like
they
the
do
big
that.
mines
Yeah.
under the
They
water.
look like World War
Giant
II.
World War II landmines.
Undetonated land. I mean, that's what Princess Di was all about, right? Like, it's cleaning up land.
That's right, yeah.
Maybe Mick Hucknall is carrying on.
Maybe Mick Hucknall and Princess Di had a thing going on, and this was his little.
Yeah, this song, he's continuing.
But it's also they do genuinely look like giant, like Christmas wrap, like little decorations
Yeah.
or ninja stars.
I really can't get part. What did you call it? A tooth jam. The
Tooth
decorative.
gem, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tooth gem. It's gross. Like it looks like I would be self-conscious about that all the time. If you
I
you
mean,
feel like
can
you got something between
imagine
your teeth.
if you eat a fantail and lose your ruby? you know, you can never enjoy it.
Is that it?
That was it.
That was it.
You just
Oh.
wandered in the desert.
All right. Well,
Jumping around.
I thought maybe there's going to something be.
No.
I mean, it was funny.
But we enjoyed it,
Yeah,
regardless.
it's good. Yeah. So
That's good.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for James for writing in. Any more music video recommendations? Please let us know. I got to say, Ricky Specs, don't play that. Ricky Specs, don't play Mick Hucknall. All right, this is from Jacob.
I mean, that would be a great. We'll rely on you remembering to bring your sunglasses, but like a future segment where we check in with Ricky Specs about whether he plays that or don't play that. would be.
This is from Jacob. Hey, lads. First off, I just want to say I'm so thankful to both of you for hosting the podcast.
Thank you.
It has made a huge difference in my life during the pandemic. Oh, here we go. Bloody scammed at
bloody
it. More like it.
pandemic, you know what I'm saying?
Ricky Specs doesn't believe the pandemic was real. Ricky Specs thinks that Dan Andrews went too far. Ricky Specs reckons this bloody country's a prison. Anyway, secondly, I want to ask for some feedback in general.
All right.
A relationship of mine went belly up in spite of loving deeply. My worry is in 2025, meeting a partner of actual substance, given the awful weight of social media and the odd expectations within Aussie culture now. Would love any ideas on meeting people out and about or just breaking down the barriers so many create. All the best to you, Charlie and Will. Hope the Saints get a flag in the next few years. Well, that's good for Charlie, but you're talking to Ricky Specs, and Ricky Specs only goes for winners. So
What does Ricky Specs advise in this circumstance?
Ricky Specs is you don't want to know Ricky Specs.
Ricky Specs has read the game.
Yeah.
And also listened to
Ricky
the
Specs,
audiobook of the game.
Neg, just constant negging and undermining confidence and destabilization. That's the Ricky Specs strategy.
Specs loves Andrew Tate and all his ways.
Ricky Specs saw Magnolia and thought the Tom Cruise character was pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. I'm married. I've been in a relationship. That is actually one of my great fears is if I was to suddenly find myself single or on in the dating market oh man, I'm so, not only am I out of practice, but the world has changed so much. I feel like I'd be entering like a completely foreign zone. You would probably have more advice than I would.
I think that the mistake we make is thinking that we have to, and not just when it comes to dating, but I just mean in general, is that you have to, everyone is doing it this way now, therefore that is the only way to do this thing.
Yeah.
Whereas what might actually be is like you're looking for that person who doesn't want to buy into the apps or the bullshit or whatever. So then where do you meet that person?
Yeah.
Well, you've got to meet that person then in the sort of places you would like to go to with that person. If you want to meet someone who like reads books, then you go to a bookshop. If you want to meet someone who likes music, you go and see music. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I know
right. Shared interest.
Right, shared interests. Like, put yourself in the spaces of the people where the people that you want to like hang out with are, because you're not running for politics.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to dating, like sometimes I think people go, "Oh, well, like you've got to appeal to everyone." You don't. You just have to appeal to that person who's the right person for you.
Yes.
And they might also be going, "Oh, I don't want to be on the apps, or I want to meet some nice person at a bookshop."
Amy,
do you have any advice for the love lawn?
I think, you're onto something, Will, because I am on, I would say, not apps, but app.
Yep.
I've been single for like 3 years, but it's a whole new world to me because I was in a long-term relationship before that. And you do get a lot of people where you're like, okay, your profile says nothing about you and I don't really understand who you are as a person. And so you're just trying to kind of appeal to everyone, but I'm not looking to match with everyone. So I think the more that you could show your own interests and that you're a person, not that sticks out from everyone else in the apps, that's probably going to be useful.
Yeah, I think so. But it's also just that idea of, and look, I mean, I know it's old fashioned, but like the idea of the apps, part of the problem with the apps in the same way, and I don't mean just with dating, but I mean with anything, is the idea of like the endless scroll through whatever it is. Like you have so many possibilities that any choice feels like a bad choice. Like, there's that thing with like sometimes, in smaller communities and villages and whatever, people would be arranged marriages, but end up like having, like, I'm not saying that, by the way, I'm pro arranged marriage, but the point being that
Ricky Specs is.
when you're in a small area where there was only 200 like people to choose from, people would marry each other and have fine lives, and that's how the world worked, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I think we have this thing now where like we've all done that thing of like flicking through our options on streamers over and over without ever just settling on something and choosing it, and realizing that maybe choosing something and watching it might be a better way to spend your time than endlessly flicking through all your available options in the hope that at some stage, because it promises, because it's all out there, I think these things promise that you could have anything. So then you feel bad to settle for anything, like to choose something.
Look,
choice paralysis.
I am not someone who's been in the dating market or single or anything, but the one thing that the experience that I have gone through in the last 6 years, which I think is sort of tangentially related to this, is I've moved to a small town, and community is very important. And it's not necessarily that people there all have the common interest, but there is a common goal in the sense that we all work together. And I do see the benefit of, like you're saying, without being flooded with choice or having everything in front of you. If you did go to some smaller events or some things where you're maybe likely to meet people that have shared interest, or at least just within your circle, like organize a dinner party.
People are dating in run clubs now.
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
People join
Because
run
it's a shared
clubs.
interest, right?
Yeah.
We both like running.
But whatever it is, like, I mean, that's that idea. And I feel like, again, this is going to be a possibility for this post kind of like when we have a technological readjustment, when we start to like find that balance in our lives, that people are looking for these real life experiential places, because it's not even enough to know. We all know how a text message or message online can be misinterpreted, right? Or the tone of it, or the banter of it, or you can just like, or whatever it is, you don't have someone's full attention. There's something about face-to-face communication. We've found it with this, right? Part of the reason that we've gone to this, like the two of us live in, like we're thousands of kilometers away from each other, and yet we have endeavored to make an effort to come together, like to do this face-to-face, because we believe that there is something that is better about it as a face-to-face experience.
Yes.
Like, I love the idea that people who could never be able to access this face-to-face can hear it all over the world. But there's something elevated about being able to look someone in the eye, even through a ridiculous pair of sunglasses in a podcast. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I think that's good advice. This came in from Jack. Hey, guys. Charlie, your snake catching story reminded me of a similar cautious tale that a friend of mine who is a GP, told me, do you know about my snake catching
I
story?
did see the clip of the snake catching
Okay,
story,
yeah.
yes.
Basically, I'm a hero. I caught a snake with my bare hands.
I
do have an update on
that's
that.
what people said. I think people said you shouldn't have
My
done
sister works at the Department of Wildlife,
Yeah.
has been involved in conservation for many years. And so I had a big family event a few weeks ago. They all came up to Byron. And I was telling my sister the story about me catching the snake and how I'd watch the YouTube videos where the advice was like, don't grab them by the tail because they can reach back and grab you. Don't grab them by the neck because you can break their neck. Grab them by the middle. And my sister was like, hang on, what kind of snake did you think it was? And I said, oh, I thought it was a tree snake. And she's like, and you grabbed it? And I was like, yes. And she's like, you fucking idiot. She's gone, tree snakes are the most docile snake. All you need to do is put your hand out and the tree snake will very gently glide onto your hand, up your arm, and probably wrap itself like quite calmly around the back of your neck, and you can just carry it downside and lay it on the grass and let it crawl away instead of grabbing it by the middle, yanking it, and then sprinting outside and flinging it over a fence like I did. So for anyone listening, here's my advice. You see a snake, just put out your hand.
Nope.
Put your hand out.
Nope.
Hey,
That
Ricky
is not your
Specs,
advice.
if you're going to remember
Nope.
one thing from this podcast, Ricky Specs says touch a snake.
Nope.
Reach out
Yeah,
and touch a
but
snake. The
actually-
browner, the better.
I actually bet Ricky Specs does think that you should touch your snake as often as possible.
All right. Anyway, so this is a story.
Okay.
An 80-year-old woman came into my friend's GP practice having been bitten by a snake.
Okay, that's bad.
She came across a snake in her home and attempted to catch it with a pair of tongs. It promptly bit her on the hand.
Yep.
Not one to give up easily, the lady just switched the tongs to her other hand and had another go at it. The snake...
I mean, that is proper
Country woman.
Country 80-year-old woman is like, nah.
well, bugger.
Oh, well, a bugger. I'll use the other hand.
So the snake bit her on the other hand too.
Yep.
Despite this, she had another go.
She's like, well, I got a foot.
This time, she successfully caught the snake with a pair of tongs. Unsure what to do next, she walked into her daughter's house, which was a few doors down the road, still holding the snake in the tongs. She rang
Ding dong.
She rang the bell. She rang the bell, and when her daughter opened the door, she screamed at the sight of the snake, causing the old lady to fling
drop
the
the
snake
snake.
into the air,
Of course.
allowing it to escape.
Yes.
The lady was then taken to the GP, where both arms were heavily bandaged from hand to shoulder.
Of course.
Unfortunately, the doctor had not put an IV drip in place beforehand, which would have come in handy when the woman suddenly collapsed to the floor. Turns out it was a highly venomous tiger snake, and the venom had just kicked in. Don't worry, there's a happy ending. The woman died, and she deserved none.
She had a will, and I got money. The end.
The woman was whisked away to hospital, spending 2 nights in ICU, but received anti-venom in the nick of time and survived to tell the tale. So, Ricky Specs has 2 bits of advice. 1, touch a snake.
Okay.
2, don't use tongs.
All right.
3, I've only got 2 bits of advice. Go back to 1 and 2. I keep getting logged out of the goddamn listener email, so I've got to log in. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I log
had
back
an
in.
experience like that. Not
really?
personally grabbing a snake, but I went to Tasmania with some friends a few months ago. And when we arrived at the house, we were in Derby, outside of Launceston.
Yeah.
And get to the house, we're like, switching all the lights on, we're trying to get the fireplace going. And they had 2 of those fireplaces where they've got the doors on, like the closed-in ones.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'll go light the kitchen fireplace. And then I open the door and I'm face to face with a possum that's gotten itself stuck in the fireplace.
Oh.
So then we were trying to work out how to get it out,
How do you get the possum out?
which at first I was like, I reckon I can do this. And I started like putting on oven mitts and like trying to get stuff.
Hey,
And then
you sound like me.
and then I went, because I was like, maybe we don't know how long it's been stuck there. Like maybe it's sort of docile. It hasn't had any food or water. And then I got near it and it was just going, and I was like, no.
Oh, that sounds like a touch me noise. That's how possum says.
That's the sound of consent.
We want to be loved.
But then the locals who came to get this possum out for us, I was sitting outside at this point, and then they rock up in the ute, husband and wife,
Yeah.
go inside, and then like 45 seconds later, out comes the bloke with the possum in one hand and the Jim Beam can in the other.
Yeah.
And then the possum's like writhing around and snarling, and then he just
Because
kind
it was
of
drunk. That's what they did. They gave it some Jim Beam
gave it a Jim
and
Beam.
lured it out with a black can.
And it was just very like, she'll be right. He probably got bitten on the hand multiple times by this possum and then just hop back in the ute, swig of the can, and off they went.
What's the attitude? Growing up in the country, what was the attitude towards possums? Are they vermin, pests, like shoot 'em type thing?
There was, I mean, no. Well, I guess probably in some regards.
If they're in your roof.
Yeah, but I don't think.
My dad used to, because we
didn't have guns on our farm. So
right.
We were like, there were other farms where like shooting rabbits or shooting vermin or whatever would be a thing that people would do, but dad didn't believe in guns.
My dad, he did have guns and he did like shooting things. Until it became.
And he was a dentist, not a farmer.
I know, seriously. He was in like a shooting club and stuff. But
so it was meant to be gum.
So I think Mum told me there was like he used to shoot like possums that would run the roof on the fence. He'd shoot them with an air rifle. So I don't think that's fatal. I think it's just more scares them off.
Great.
But then the Victorian government, bloody Dan Andrews, even as a 3-year-old, Dictator Dan was
even
a toddler,
back then.
brought in a rule.
Is that right?
You can't shoot bloody possums.
Dictator Dan.
So my dad used to, and I do remember this. He would trap the possum. So we had this special cage that had like as a metal cage where with a trap you'd put bait on this trap and the possum would go in. So he'd dip like an apple in honey and stick it on this inside the cage. The possum would go in, it would yank the thing, and the door would close. And so as kids. Often we'd come downstairs for breakfast in the morning and he'd like this thrashing and there'd be some fucking possum thrashing around that my dad had trapped. But then my dad, because he didn't want to release it too close to the house because then it would come back. So he would wait till the weekend. Like he'd feed it, like keep it alive, and then we'd go to Ripponlea Gardens, which is like in Victoria, it's this big estate. And my dad would sneak the possum in. Like he'd put a blanket over the basket. So like we'd be paying at the booth as we're going through and the cage is rattling. And
the guy would be like, were like, there's fucking possums everywhere.
Fucking possums. And then my dad would and then he'd release the possum into Ripponlea. And on one hand, I'm like, well, that's really, like he went from shooting him to basically like releasing them on a reserve. Like it's a great place for a possum to go, Ripponlea Gardens. Like that's like fucking luxury. But I just remember him sneaking these possums. Like we did it at least 2 or 3 times that I can recall. My dad would sneak a possum into Ripponlea Gardens to release. What's up with that?
Did he sedate the possums in any?
No. He would just put a blanket over the carrier
and then just like sneak it in. And would you go to
because there were so many of us?
Would you go to Ripponlea as like
fairly common,
but for like for the purposes of
under the guise of having a picnic, but mainly to release the possum.
But would you also have a picnic?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So you'd be like, it's a possum picnic time. Like
that's why I can't eat pate anymore. So I associate it with releasing possums.
There's a possum in the cage. You're like, it's time for a picnic.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Next bit of mail. Why does SCA keep signing me out? What is going on? Well, they don't dig what Ricky Specs is. Oh my God, Ricky Specs is being too real.
To be honest, mate, like I reckon Ricky Specs might get like a management job here in Southern Cross area. I reckon Ricky Specs has got the exact vibe that they're looking for in management here.
All right, I'm going to log in for the 5th time so far this episode.
Yeah. I think Ricky Specs could definitely be a consultant in radio. Often there's always like a consultant that comes in and like tells everybody
just, how to sex up their programs.
Yeah, exactly. And I reckon if you came in Ricky Specs style,
well, I did,
and you were the newest consultant, people would be like, yeah. Okay.
I did walk past the big Shawnee B poster on the way here, and it's like, I'm sure Ricky Specs and Shawnee B.
Yeah, that's right. This year Shawnee B is joined by Ricky Specs.
But it's Ricky Specs, SPEX. I put the P in sex.
Which is good because you also love golden showers. So
no one wants that, Ricky. They say that. All right, what are we up to? You can tell it's the last episode because everyone's lost their minds a little bit. Okay. Oh, this is topical considering what we talked about last episode. The new Naked Gun film. This is from Stuart. I just happened to be listening to episode 309, Conspiracy. And in that app, you're talking about being able to deepfake any actors you wanted into existing movies. You thought it would be a good idea to deepfake Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson to be the co-stars of...
We can't have said The Naked
We didn't
Gun.
say The Naked Gun, but a very famous film from the same era as The Naked Gun. But this is a very well-respected comedy, a classic. One scene in particular became very, very famous. Involving
When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally.
Ah.
We proposed a remake of When Harry Met Sally with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson.
Oh,
I was
we went far away.
Yeah, I was driving at the time of listening to that conversation, and I happened to drive past a billboard for the new Naked Gun movie starring none other than Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson. I mean, that's fucking crazy. I would never have consciously paired Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, I would have thought, for any reason.
Except that we did, apparently.
I know. But that's pretty amazing, right? Like, what are the odds of...
God, we've said some nonsense over the years.
I guess like
Occasionally,
a
if you
million
should
monkeys.
throw enough darts at the dartboard.
We've written, we wrote Hamlet, essentially. Ricky Specs. All right. This is from Ben. He says, this is a common little hypothetical that we can have some fun with. We can have fun with this.
All right, thanks.
Not a doctor, but as I thought he said fight instructor. No, but it's flight instructor. That makes more sense.
I would love if we have a fight instructor also in our audience, though.
As a flight instructor, I do cross paths with lots of doctors who decide to start learning how to fly. I think that relates to your optometrist conversation. Yeah. However, I have not been confident to bring up TOFOP with any of them yet, though it would help to provide some entertainment on the longer navigation training flights. My question is simply, do you think there are more doors or wheels in the world? I stumbled across this simple question on the internet several years ago. It's always been fun to bring up in conversation. Some people are passionately team doors, some are team wheels. I, myself, think I'm team doors, but I can be easily convinced to switch. And then he gives an example. Most cars will be equal doors and wheels if you include spare wheels in the boot and the boot of the door, but buses, trucks and motorbikes are clearly more wheels. A large airliner will be more doors, especially if you include the little doors and the flight attendants, the galley area and the doors to the overhead baggage. You think about your own home or an office building with all the cupboards and the kitchens, the bathroom, the storage areas, as well as the internal doors between rooms, then it would be a lot more doors compared to wheels. But then there's Lego is the largest producer of tires and wheels in the world.
Yes.
So what would you be? Team doors or team windows?
I think so many...
What?
No, it's
team windows?
Not windows. Let's not introduce
he
windows.
just brought windows. That's how he signed off. Would you be team doors or team windows?
Well, I mean...
Are we bringing in a third category?
The operating system Windows, which is...
All right, let's start with you, Will. More doors, more wheels.
Initially...
Does a cog count as a wheel?
Well, I was going to say, I think it does. I think anything that does a wheel, but this would be where you get... Because so many things inside them have wheels.
Yes.
In a way that they don't have doors, right?
Yeah.
Like, as in like the internal mechanisms of things, like on a cog-like or wheel-like basis, that I think would mean that there would be more wheels.
Yeah. Does Wheels from Degrassi Junior High count?
He's actually the deciding vote. That's the weird thing. I was like...
Terry Wheeler?
It was Wheels. It wasn't...
Brett Wheeler?
No, was it E Street? It was Wheels?
Yeah, Wheels is on E Street. Yeah, Marcus Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think more wheels. What about you, Amy?
Yeah, wheels, if you're getting into that nitty gritty of like, does anything that rotates like a cog or a wheel...
Does a watch have like
counting?
3 wheels in it, for example? Like,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. I think anything that is circular and turns.
And then
There's
there's,
a
Then
wheel.
there's so many
Ferris
things that
wheels.
would be in a car on top
Yeah.
of the wheels.
Yeah. Even a watch, a wristwatch, like a fancy one.
Yeah.
will have
Bikes. All the
dozens of
bikes in the
cogs.
world have wheels.
But then doors. You
Yeah,
think
there's
about
a lot
every
of
single
doors.
toy that's ever, like every dollhouse
Yeah.
or toy that's been manufactured. I don't know.
And does the band The Doors count as one, or the individual members of the Doors separate doors?
No, that's just... Well, they say they're the doors. How many doors they...
Yeah,
talking
doors
about?
of
The
that's
doors
right.
of perception, man.
Yeah,
There are
that's
things
true.
known, one door. There are things
Yeah.
unknown, 2 doors.
Yeah.
And in between the doors, it's 3
Yeah.
doors.
3 doors. Okay, 3 doors.
Ricky
Now-
Speck says 3 doors to the doors.
From what I've heard, if you've got a door, you've got a gym. Is that still true?
How
So
long
how
have we
many
done?
gyms are there in the
Amy?
world?
Oh no! Well, I know he's mowing a lot.
Is
That's
it
what I
time
do
to
know.
crack that pack, or do we have time for one more
What, yeah.
letter?
What time is it? Well,
We're at
how long?
50 minutes.
50
Okay, let's
minutes.
crack that
Okay, let's
pack.
crack
We'll
it.
say there's.
Alright.
Thank you. If you guys
Thank
want to
you.
contact us, we are getting mail again. So please don't be shy in emailing us. Go to everyonerelax.co.
You
and
still
send us some
look
mail.
so ridiculous. It's so funny that just putting on the glasses because you are already wearing one of those collarless
A bomber
like,
jacket.
bomber
A
jackets,
thin bomber jacket.
and then you've got like a kind of matching cap, but that wouldn't have looked so matching except that your Ray-Bans also kind of do match. And
well, I'm
you're-
actually wearing 3 competing brands because this is
Oh.
an Under Armour top
Yeah.
with an Adidas t-shirt and
True.
a Nike jacket.
yeah.
So I'm conflicted with my sporting garments.
You know what you love?
What?
Brands.
Brands. I'm a walking billboard. And my Muji pants. Couldn't do it without Muji.
Because you know what Ricky Specs loves? Brands.
Ricky Specs is willing to sell out. All right. Ricky Specs says it's time for...
Crack that pack.
And we're going to finish on a bit of a double header because
Okay.
it's not only crack that pack, but it's also crack that sack of cake.
Crack that cake. Cake that pack.
Which is a gift that Mike III dropped
Former
by.
producer of the podcast.
So he's dropped off 2 slices of cake. Oh, one of them, I brought a knife, but that one seems to have
Okay.
broken.
All right.
And you can take that
Okay,
bit.
I'll take that.
So I
bit.
believe one is like it looks like,
Like
a
a
chocolate mud cake.
chocolate mud
and the
cake,
other one
I'd
looks
say.
like an
Yeah.
orange flourless cake, I'm guessing. So Will is trying the chocolate. I'm going to try the orange and we can confer and then try each other's.
I mean, I think it would be unhealthy for us to move on to crack that cake because, I mean, then we'd really be eating some, you know, it would be too much for us.
And it's
But
too elaborate.
I don't mind the flourless chocolate cake.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but citrus desserts. I don't like Jaffas I'm especially not really a fan of orange flourless cake. Can you slice a bit of that chocolate off for me?
I love it.
Was that what kind of chocolate cake was it?
It's like a flourless, yeah.
Ah.
Like I love a citrus dessert. Like I would say probably my favorites are like citrus.
I like the chocolate cake. That's pretty good. But you know what I miss? Like this, I don't know if it's the flourless or the mud or whatever the correct description is, but I like a fluffy cake. Not a sponge necessarily, but like a cake that's sort of soft
Like a
and
moist
fluffy.
Yeah.
chocolate cake.
Don't say that word.
Cake.
Ricky Specs don't like that word.
Ricky Specs has never made anyone moist.
Yeah, Ricky Specs says that's a myth.
Yeah.
Ricky Specs is getting his own YouTube channel, I swear.
I mean,
I'm thinking about
Ricky
it.
Specs would go crazy on YouTube
I
Shorts.
really
He
do
would go
think so.
platinum numbers on YouTube Shorts.
There'll just be a video of me sitting there like this, pointing to a caption above my head.
but I think if Ricky Specs, like the great thing about Ricky Specs is if Ricky Specs just stays at this level of you can't quite tell whether he's real or not. Like, you know.
All right.
I think these 2 cakes, it was a bit
Oh,
of a
yeah, we're gonna
side
rate 'em.
note, but I think we rated them very much on our own personal taste preferences because I preferred the lemon one and you preferred the chocolate
That's
one. I
orange,
think.
not lemon.
Well, that's what I meant. Sorry, the
yeah.
orange one and not the.
Yeah, I think that's a personal preference thing, but
Yeah.
they're both good, decent, fine. B.
Yeah.
B's
But,
out.
but we're not rating cakes.
No,
That was just, you know.
what I thought I'd do is go for a traditional teddy bear
Teddy
biscuit. And it's classic
bear.
teddy bear. Now, I have such fond memories of the teddy bear biscuit as a kid, and I don't know if it was because it was a teddy bear or if it was the actual flavour.
I like a tiny teddy. A tiny
Yeah, tiny
teddy's
teddies aren't as sweet as
a tiny teddy's. I was going to say a tiny teddy's made of the same thing as. these
No,
no.
There's less
Okay.
sugar in tiny teddies.
Right.
That's why they're so popular for play lunches. Is they're not as
Okay,
sweet.
Interesting.
But
Because
when
I like a tiny teddy.
when I think of a teddy bear biscuit, I think that it has a classic kind of biscuit flavor, or Americans might say a cookie flavor.
You know what I enjoy about this is that it looks nothing like the picture on the pack. Like it couldn't be more a different color.
Oh, it's a different
And-
color. It's a beautiful golden brown, but Yeah, it's quite ugly when you look at it. And doesn't really look like a bear as much as like a kitten on its hind legs.
Yeah, I think it's because of the sort of the texture they've put on to make it look like fur, then in the
Fur.
face makes it look like whiskers.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. What do you reckon?
You have a go. And so, like, I kind of gives me that sort of like, if you got cookies at McDonald's in the old days,
yeah.
sort of like vibe. It was very much just like a plain, like cookie. Not very good, in my opinion. I would say
Not as good as I remember.
very plain, very uninspiring, bit
Are
joyless.
they just reshaped arrowroots, like the milk?
That's what it tastes like. Yeah, it'd be a good base if you're making a hedgehog or something like that.
Oh, mate.
A good biscuit to crush up
Would
for
that be a good
cheesecake.
base? That would be a good base.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, but you don't.
But
eat
it
on
ain't
its
all
own.
about the base.
No.
You know what I mean?
No
Like-
treble.
No. Well, I'd add a little treble
Yeah.
to this because I think it needs a little treble.
Did I ever tell you when I was doing Blue Healers, we were doing a shoot in Castlemaine for a few days. So the whole production had relocated to Castlemaine. And it was a big deal in Castlemaine because this show was in town and stuff. And
Was it a Castlemaine related
Castlemaine
crime story?
No, Castlemaine is the fictional. That's the exteriors for Mount Thomas. We're Castlemaine.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, all right.
So when
but
you're
Castlemaine doesn't exist in the
No,
universe
no,
of
no,
Mount Thomas.
No, no.
Mount Thomas is Castlemaine.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
Does it have Mount Thomas Rock, like Castlemaine Rock? You know, that candy
Probably,
they would have?
yeah.
It'd be great if they had like a Mount Thomas
tin. It comes
version
in
of
a
that.
tin.
Yeah.
So we were in town for a few days, and me and Ditch and another actor,
Now, when you say ditch, do you mean as in hole?
Ditch Davey as in
Oh,
ditch,
yeah,
as in
okay.
hole.
Yeah, right.
And we went out to the pub that night, and then we were heading back to our hotel, and everything was shut, and we were hungry, and we were walking past this bakery, and we could see the baker was in there. He just started his shift. He was, doing for first thing in the morning, and so we tapped on the glass, and he came out, and he recognised us, and so he opened up, and we're like, "Oh, hey, mate, like we know you're closed, but we're starving. Have you got any like pies or sausage rolls that we could?" And he's like, "Yeah, come in." And so we're all like, and he's being really very generous, and he's don't no charge, and and so he's giving us this food. And then I was looking around because there's an old school country bakery, and I was like, "Oh, so what do you make here?" And so I said to him, "Do you do hedgehog?" And the guy was like, no. And I saw Ditch just stepping up. And then we left, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "Did you ask that guy for a head job?" And I said, "No. Do you do hedgehogs?" Like the chocolate biscuity treat. He's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "You've only been on the show for about 6 months." He's like, he's going up to people asking for hedgehogs.
Now, mate, I've enjoyed this sausage roll, but do you do head jobs?
Yeah, Ricky Specs.
Yeah. I know you don't provide sauce, but I would like to provide some sauce.
We've talked about Patreon enough. If you want to see this entire episode, and if you want to see Ricky Specs for
You've
yourself,
got to see
you've got
Ricky
to
Specs
you've got to subscribe
in
to our
person.
Patreon. So you're on there where you're going to see Ricky Specs in full flight. If you want to see Will Anderson doing some comedy, where should you go?
Comedy.com.au.
Where can you go? I said.
Wollongong, I've edited an extra show, and Sydney, there are still some tickets available to my final shows at the Sydney Comedy Store.
Right, and so that is TOFOP for this week. What do I say?
You're
I
Charlie
was going to say
Foster.
play
You're
on the
Ricky
15.
Specs. You're Ricky
Oh, wait,
Specs.
how does Ricky Specs? Ricky Specs.
Yeah, how
sounds
does
like-
Ricky Specs sign off? Hang on, I'll do mine.
Okay.
I'm Will Anderson.
Everything's a PsyOp.